Know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I'm gonna let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm going to give some shots out to the early birds, starting with dun, dun, dun. Mark, what's up? What's up, what's up, what's up? Bad news, fam. This is bad news right here. In fact, this is horrible news. We're gonna file this under things I never thought I'd report on, but here we are. A mass shooting in Turks and Caicos. Turks and Caicos. One of the most peaceful islands in the world. We're talking -0 crime. And here we go. A mass shooting. What I want to know is, why is it that so often violence and murder occurs in places where people go to have a good time? I got it. Let's say that was a designated place for crime. This is a designated place for misery. This is where people go when they're miserable. And violence break out. You know, you wouldn't be shocked, right? But when people are going out to have a good time and they're like, you know, people are coming in. How does, yeah, man. Yeah, fam. Somebody said how that they have a mass shooting and only 3 people on the island. No, Turks and Caicos is a growing country. They got 46,000 people, and that's enough for me. You know, like I actually really like that place. I don't want there to be more people coming there, living there. I like it just how it is. No mass transit, no a lot of bunch of people, you know, no big crowds at the airport, although there's a crowd when you first get off the plane because everybody's trying to get through customs. But past customs, you know, it's easy in, easy out, man. I like it like that. I was just in Turks and Caicos last year and had a great time. Great time. So don't let this discourage you from visiting the country, because after all, mass shootings and shit, it happens here in the United States every single day. So even if a mass shooting happened in Turks and Caicos once a week, the United States would still leave it in the dust. Because the United States got some killers. They killing everybody mad. Everybody mad. Even the people with money mad. Even white folks mad. They got it made in the shade. Got the deck stacked and everything, and they still mad. Everybody's shooting and killing and fighting, arguing. One mad ass country. Everybody mad. So here's the backstory, fam. Turks and Caicos has been shaken by a mass shooting at a nightclub that left 3 people dead and 10 others injured. I can't even imagine people being killed in Turks and Caicos. It is such a peaceful place. That's the reputation. It happened early Sunday morning on the island of Providencials. Local police say 4 suspects were involved, but no arrests have been made yet. This is being called the island's first ever mass shooting. Let me tell you something, fam. They're gonna catch him. Whoever it is, if they don't already have him in custody, they are going to catch them. The island is a very small place. It's large, but it's small. And it's one of those places where everybody knows everybody. And this allegedly happened between some islanders, the people who live there, not tourists. Local police say 4 suspects are involved. Police Commissioner Fitz Bailey called the incident deeply disturbing. Acting Governor Anaya Williams confirmed that 9 of the 10 injured had gunshot wounds. The local hospital went on lockdown and 2 of the victims were flown overseas for further treatment. You know that's serious. Premier Charles Washington Misick addressed the shooting in a press conference. He said the violence had a gangland type feel and pointed to rising issues within Haitian communities on the island. He asked for the Haitian community to help authorities track how guns are getting into the country. This is not a situation we should accept, he said. What is happening here is unlike anything we've ever seen before. A $10,000 reward is being offered for any information that leads to the suspect's capture. Authorities are still working to figure out the motive behind the attack. $10,000 is a reasonable reward, considering most of the people who live on the island are poor. So $10,000 can go a long ways. As long as you ain't trying to rent any of those villas and stuff, you're gonna be broke before they stroke the check. You'll be broke because Turks and Caicos ain't cheap. It ain't cheap at all. So it looked like the Haitians are being blamed for this shooting. I saw somebody in the comments on one of those blogs saying, damn it, I wanted to go there. Your ass is still way safer going to Turks and Caicos than being in the US. You do know that, right? All day, every day, murder, murder, murder in the US. There's a mass murder every single day in the US. I mean, every single day, there's a mass murder in the US. Used to just be shootings, big shootings, you know? Now it's mass murder every single day. Mass shooting at the very least. A mass shooting every single day. So you're still far better off being in Turks and Caicos than in the US when you start talking about safety. Hell, you're damn near safe anywhere in the world, safer anywhere in the world besides the US. If you really want to consider safety. I do believe if most people roots were not in the US, I mean, most people didn't have real roots in the US where they were family oriented, they would get the hell out of the US. Most people, including a lot of white folks. I think they would leave the US because the US is on a slow burn. Mark my words. The US is going to hell in a handbasket. And when it's all said and done, people will be able to look back in history and say they did it to themselves. Because while these elected officials are driving the country into the ground, their constituents are voting for them and giving them the power to do so. Oh, and when they catch him, whoever it is who did the shooting, oh, they're gonna punish their asses. They gone. They gonna be gone. They need to make an example out of them. Straight up, you know what would be dope? If they were just so serious about it, if they found them and not only punished them, but deport them and deport their whole family. Yeah. So, because you got to send a strong message. Like, America play too much when it comes to law. They play too much. There's too many variables that will determine whether justice will be served. You got race, creed, color. You got religion. You got rich, poor, gender. You got sexual orientation. Is it a high-profile case, or are you a celebrity? You know, it's too many variables that will determine what type of justice you get. See, certain things that happen, like America would be a much better place to live if you didn't have so many crooks in the Justice Department, if you didn't have so many crooks in law enforcement. You didn't have so many crooks in the judicial system, so many crooks in Congress, so many crooks in our municipalities. See, America would be a much, much, much better place to live. And even if you did have those crooks, in all of these different places, if there was at least a code of conduct that said, no matter who you are, if this happens, this happens, this happens, this is what's going to happen. Now everybody know what the rules are, and everybody know what you're gonna get. Now, because right now a lot of times people just roll the dice because they see justice being served based on certain criterias. So a person can take their chance for the outcome. They can go like, well, I know this dude right here, he killed somebody last night and he at home right now. They just took him into questioning. He already back at home. This dude killed somebody and he went to jail for life. Both of them, neither one of them was self-defense, but this guy was able to prove self-defense. It's too many variables. How good is your lawyer? Too many variables. So this is why you have all these issues in America. The politicians are angry. And even the politicians who aren't angry, they're taking advantage of the people who are angry, and they're using those people's emotions and their anger to fuel their political careers, to fund their political careers. They go out and create, these politicians and business people, they go out and create chaos and then come up and come at us with a pre-planned solution. They create the chaos and come back with a pre-planned solution. Then they play the hero, create the chaos, play the hero. Sometimes they create chaos and play the victim. Either way, they circle a wagon and play the hero. It's a cold game. I know you. I got you like that. I got you like that. Turks and Caicos is not just a peaceful place. It's not just an overall peaceful place. It's a beautiful place. Beautiful. Good clean water. Good clean air. Yeah, man. Some beautiful structures. Yeah, man. Beautiful. Beautiful place. So don't let this dissuade you guys from going to Turks and Caicos. I'm still going back. The first chance I get, I'm going back. I like also, one of the biggest things that I like about being in Turks and Caicos, it's governed by black folks. So you get a break from this thing that we got going on out here. Yeah. Yeah, it's self-governed by, as soon as you step out off the plane, it's all the shops owned by black folks, and the ticket agents black, the people that's working on the grounds are black, the people that's working in the hospitality industry, that own the hospitality industry, they're black. You go to the casino, the dealer black, the cashier black, the security guards black. Yeah, it's black, black, man. Yeah. Now I'm under no illusion that there are some coconuts in Turks and Caicos also, and I ain't talking about the kind that grow on trees. I'm talking about the kind that walk around, you know, that look like this, that got that color. Yeah, it's some of them out there too. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. What's up, blood? So yeah, so they need to, looks like to me that the Turks and Caicos authorities, they need to crack down on the locals who are, you know, getting at each other with violence. You know, if this is the first mass shooting, there's been shootings in the past. This is just the first mass shooting. So people have been killed in Turks and Caicos in the past, but it's nowhere near on the level of the US. Oh, you better believe somebody getting killed in the US right now. Somebody getting shot right now in the US. Oh, that's gonna be several people killed tonight in the US. So don't get it twisted. Don't start beating your chest and acting like, oh, I'm scared of Turks and Caicos. Your ass need to be scared of the United States, because that's where it go down at every day, all day. It go down so often in the US that most of people in the United States are desensitized to murder and blood and mayhem. Whoever did it though, they going to prison. You better believe that. And I'm pretty sure they gonna hide them for a good while. They going to prison and they getting deported. What's up, Sonny? Listen. People keep talking about the shisha lounge or island hookah. They're saying that's where it must have happened at. These must be some violent places. They need to shut both of them down. I don't understand why authorities allow these clubs. Well, I guess I do understand why a lot of them getting paid under the table. They get paid to keep these places open. But yeah, not on my watch though. I shut them down. They better be glad I ain't got that power. I shut it down. Like, okay, so y'all don't, so basically if you go over there and you visit that club right there, these people over here, they don't like living. So that's a problem. So we're gonna shut that down. We're gonna shut all of that down. I'll mess around and you don't like living? All right, everybody that don't like living, go over there and you on your own. We ain't coming out. We ain't sending no resources your way. Y'all get shot, you're on your own. We ain't sending no paramedics. We ain't sending the police. We ain't sending nothing. It'd be clearly understood. I'm not talking about people get caught up by accident and don't know what time it is. I'm saying we clearly posted for all you uncivilized mutts who are tired of living. You have a place where you can go and enjoy yourself amongst other uncivilized mutts who are tired of living. And if something break out, y'all harm each other, hey man, that's on y'all. It's almost like dealing with gangs and letting gangs do what gangs do. Y'all want to be gangs, y'all tired of living, all y'all asses take y'all asses right over there. Just go right over there and whatever y'all do is on y'all. But once you cross this line, once you cross this barrier, then you back in the civilized world. But you want to go and take each other out, go over there. We ain't sending no, we're not sending any paramedics. We're not sending any first responders, none. I ain't sending no police your way, nothing. All right, fam, the authorities say that this appears to be gangland, the actions of gang members in Haiti. But I blame Trump. I blame Trump. Yeah, man, I blame Trump. Here's why. Ever since Trump has been elected, countries around the world has been experiencing a first of negative actions, including the US. A first. Oh yeah, I blame him. Just like his first term. Just like in his first term, the world was off its axis. Negative stuff was happening. A lot of negative stuff was happening for the first time because of him and his incompetence. That's right, I said it. I said it. And I ain't taking it back. So what's happening, fam, is that there has not been like some major uptick in violence in Turks and Caicos. From what I understand from the locals is that this is something that has been simmering for a long time, and there have been shootings in the past. Not like in the US where a shooting happens every 30 seconds. But there have been shootings in the past and people have died in the past where these gang members have, taken each other out. But they're trying to kill each other, not tourists. Although there have been at least one incident where a tourist was accidentally killed when they were having a shootout. So Uh, I got to tell you all the truth, not some of the truth. Got to give it all to you. But even with that said, it's still, Turks and Caicos is 1,000,000 times safer than the U.S. 1,000,000 times safer. So this was not, to be clear, this shooting was not the work of tourists. It was not the work of tourists, especially American tourists. It was not the work of tourists. It was the work, according to authorities, of internal Haitian gang members who live on the island. That's what they're saying. And you know it's not the work of tourists anyway, because, you know, you can't even take guns over there. You get caught with a gun in your bag, going to Turks and Caicos, you're going straight to jail. Remember, there was somebody who got caught with a bullet. Somebody had some bullet cases and went to jail, going to Turks and Caicos. So you can't even go to Turks and Caicos with a bullet. If you got a bullet, even if the shell is empty, you're going to jail. So you know it wasn't tourists. Yeah, it was definitely people who own the island, who live on the island. So all you people that's, you know, trying to blame Americans, you know, America don't, you ain't got to blame America on this one. You can't. You know, this is the doings of some, allegedly of Haitian immigrants in Turks and Caicos. This is allegedly who is responsible for the mass shooting, and they have been going at each other for a while. Why in the hell? It's Turks and Caicos, man. You live on an island. You live on a beautiful island. Every day you get to look outside and see the sun set, see the sun rise, beautiful waters, blue skies, great weather. The hell is you fighting and killing for? You got people online who ain't never really traveled before. They read the article, they heard about it, and they go like, "Oh man, I was just getting ready to book my trip. I guess I'll start looking elsewhere. I guess I'll start looking at Dubai." You fool! It's more violence where you are right now. I can guarantee you, whatever city you live in America, whatever state, I'm gonna put it like that because there are some cities that are a whole lot more peaceful, but whatever state you live in America, I can guarantee you that there is 100 times, 1,000 times more murder and more shootings in that state you live in than in Turks and Caicos. So if you're trying to get up out of anywhere, you need to be trying to get up out of where you are if you're in the U.S. If you're in the U.S., if you're afraid of gunfire and you're afraid of shootings or getting shot, killed, shit, Turks and Caicos should be one of the last places on your list you should be thinking about that your life is going to be in danger. You should start where you are right now if you're in the U.S. Start in your own city that you're in. You're most likely to get your head knocked off there. You're 1,000 times more likely to get your head knocked off there than you would be hopping on a plane going to Turks and Caicos, or damn near anywhere. Even in these dictatorship countries, you're more likely to get killed in the U.S. than in those countries. Yeah, so I plan on going back to Turks and Caicos sometime next year. And so this is why I always tell people, if you live in the U.S., you should try to live somewhere else. You should just go somewhere and try to live somewhere else so you can get your mind off this everything starts and ends with the U.S. crap. You know, you got people that don't travel and they think the world revolves around the United States, and it doesn't. The world is bigger than the United States. And the only way you can really understand that, really understand it, is to move somewhere else for a while. Move. Live somewhere else for 6 months to a year. Live in another country for 6 months to a year. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. You'll see that everything that you've been taught right here is a lie. That's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all joining the live. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. No more talk.